What's up, everyone? It's D. Bailey. I hope everyone is well. As I am quite frequently, I'm hanging out at the cigar lounge in my community. I'm enjoying a Perdomo Habano, one of my favorite sticks that I enjoy. Watching the LA Dodgers, Minnesota play baseball game here. Not quite watching it, but just it's in the background. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to ask that you guys please subscribe, like, comment, jam that notification bell, and by all means leave your comments below. And I'm quite sure that this video topic today, you guys most definitely will benefit from or will enjoy. I'm going to talk to you guys about a little bit about Morant and my experience as a D1 pro athletic or pro football dad. Okay, just kind of go over some of the nuances, some of the my experiences, and some of the lessons that I learned as a father to a professional athlete. So you definitely want to stick around to the end of this video. All right. So like many of you, even if you're not a you're not a frequent watcher of pro college football, whatever, basketball, or sports in general, you can probably relate to this discussion. As many of you know, I'm a former teenage dad. I have developed myself from that point in my life. I'm a little bit older now. I have 2 grown sons and a 7-year-old boy, all boys. But yeah, like a lot of guys from my demographic who have, boys early, we begin our lives, it's a cultural norm in my opinion. We begin our lives as fathers, living vicariously through our boys, pursuing sports as a symbol of masculinity. And in that we, many of us put our sons in these sports that are, as I see it now, barbaric. And naturally we want our children to excel in whatever they participate in. It's a natural instinct in my opinion. I've been noticing a lot of the woes and growing pains that Morant has been going through. From what I've researched, the kid come from a decent background, above average background as far as education is concerned. Both parents involved, from what I know. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, from my understanding, which is currently a rough city. I'm not quite sure the history. Just to connect, to relate a little bit, my oldest son was actually born in Memphis, Tennessee, so I do have ties to the city. All right. So the kid now, he's doing very well for himself. He's a cultural icon. He defies a lot of the odds. He has what, many young men, even, grown men would aspire to and naturally envy. Some may be jealous of. I think the kid has about a $200 million contract. Competes with some of the best athletes, or actually represents one of the best in the NBA. But unfortunately, lately he's been getting in some trouble, brandishing guns, killing his image, attempting to relate to gang members, deigning himself to fit in with popular rap culture, to the, in my opinion, to the demise of his image, his career, and just the degradation of, that those that may be in his circle. The problem that I have with this whole picture is that the culture that he's attempting to belong to is bringing him down. Is bringing him down, and I've been there. I've been in that position. Not that I've made some of those choices, but I've been in the shoes of his dad. And that really, it shows, in my opinion, if I were to judge, it shows a lack of leadership on the part of his father. And as I said before, I can relate to a degree. I had a son, played football from the age of 10 years old to, I believe, about 22, 23, 24 years old. I personally, went through the phases of pushing your son harder, forsaking the role of father, neglecting lots of academics, studies, just to see him fulfill my personal dream. If you guys go back and watch some of my videos, I had a football career that ended in high school. And as the time that my son was going through the ranks, I was in my 20s, from 17 to maybe like 28, 29. These are the phases that my son was going through his football career. I remember conversations that I had with, as a Little League coach. There were older coaches that had to pull me aside and tell me, hey, look, you have to be dad first. You cannot put your son, you can't hold him to a higher standard. Me being a Marine, that was natural for me. I wanted him to, I held him to a higher standard. But at the same time, I was neglecting, that role as a father, as they saw it. And, I came later to realize a little bit later. As my son gets to high school, we begin the journey of putting together highlight reels, recruiting. We toured the country to visit all these different D1 schools. There may have been a D2 school in there, but for the most part, he had about 13 D1 offers. We toured the country. I put my finances on the line. I made phone calls. Luckily, my son had he had an aptitude. He was what you would consider a coach on the field. His aptitude, in my opinion, was a little bit greater than the average player, which I believe that's helped him get to where he made it to. What I did do during those times, I spent my career path allowed me to make some better choices. I'm not gonna say better choices. I'm sorry. It caused me to do things like show my son the natural career path of a professional athlete, show him what his prospects would look like, to kind of help him make some of those choices that would have been better for his life. So, hey man, bro, how you doing, bro? You doing all right? Yeah, man. Show him, videos, documentaries like 30 for 30 Going Broke, teaching him, to not have a backup. If this is something that you wanted to do, which he told me early in life, this was something that he wanted to do on a professional level. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if it was because of my doing or if it was because it was something that he naturally wanted to do. But I told him to go hard. Forget the plan B, which my generation was taught. And the way I viewed it is that having a plan B would always put that pull some of the momentum, so to speak. My view on thing in life is go hard. If there's no plan B, you're going to go hard on plan A. Okay? So these are some of the things that I did for my son. So by the time he, started getting those 13 offers, he was equipped psychologically. All right? We toured the country, you know, and where I can relate to John Morant's dad is that helping your child pursue a career in football kind of takes away some of the family's resources. It puts a lot of stress on the family because we were all banking on him, and not to say that we were banking on him to make millions to take care of us. It was just something that you love your child. It's something that you support them in. All right. But by the time my son went off to college, I pulled back a little bit, and I had grown up a little bit, and it allowed me to trust what I had instilled in him. Okay. But looking back now, during that time between college and pro football, I began to understand, like he's going to be okay whether he succeeds or not. He's going to be okay as a person. And this right here that's where I think the gap comes in as it relates to John Morant's dad. His behavior, from what I've witnessed on the courts, is that he's put himself in a position of friend, which is not a problem, but a friend to the point where you're not stepping in as a father. I can't imagine, my son didn't make hundreds of $millions, but I can't imagine being in that position where your son has bought your car, bought your house. He's just opened up all these doors for you, and what I see now is that dad has been neglecting his role as a father. Okay, he's been neglecting his role as a father, and here we are. You have a young man who's impacted, who's leading, whether by choice or not, he's leading the lives of so many black, white, whatever, kids of this generation. He's leading them down the wrong path. And unfortunately, he's made some of the wrong choices. And what I want to do as far as a call to action, or just a piece of advice for anyone who may be in those, in that situation, your father, your mother, it's going to be okay. Your child's potential is not in a vacuum as it relates to sports. Your role as a parent comes first. And that's what I've come to realize. Because even after sports, you still have to live with character. You still have to be a leader. You have to set yourself apart because you have so many people, looking up to you, whether you like it or not. Okay? Even after the career's over, you're still going to have to be able to make business decisions, because whether you accept it or not, once you ascend to that level, you're not just an average person. You're going to forever have people engaging with you. Okay? And luckily, even let's say the kid does fall completely, he still will have opportunities, assuming that his parents have, lifted him up in character, exposed him to certain networks of people. So that alone has to challenge you to make those decisions, whether it be money, you're leading in money, or you're leading in, influence. Okay? Yeah, just so, make those right choices. Teach your children the reality, the statistics of a career in the professional arena, no matter the sport. Teach your children, you know, they will be more of an influence on those that they come in contact with more so than the reverse. Okay, so just don't abandon your God-given position as a parent, specifically as a father. So today, my son, we still interact, we still discuss sports, but a lot of those conversations are still coming back at 28, 29 years old. Those same conversations that we had as a junior, senior in high school and throughout college are starting to resurface. And it's good to know that, you know, the boy listened. He's a man now. Um, we do business together. And, like I say, it's good to know that those those lessons are starting to, to come back around full circle. All right. Don't look to John Morant for leadership at this time, guys. He's not a leader. Um, he has some issues that he has to reconcile, and one of them being leadership. Because when you get that level of fame and fortune, you have the ability to influence the whole communities, and he's not doing that. He's allowing those that have no future. Okay, as harsh as it sounds, he's allowing those with no future to lead him or to influence him to make those wrong decisions. So I pray for him, but I think what's needed right now is that he's due for a fall. Okay, pride comes before the fall, and that's biblical. All right. So yeah, that's what I have to impart to you guys. Those are my thoughts as a D1 to pro dad. Okay. I appreciate you guys listening. It's D Bailey Speaks. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you've learned anything from it. Jam that notification bell. Let's hear what your comments are below. And most definitely, please help the channel grow. Share this video. I appreciate you guys for listening. It's D Bailey Speaks. Peace.